Taurus, hello. Welcome to Coffee Sage and Tarot. It's been a bit of a minute. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the season change. We are going to take a look at October 2025 for this video. I don't know, I was talking just fine and now I'm like, oh, I can't find the words. So we're going to take a look at the past, the present, the future. As well, we are going to flip over a clarifier card and we will flip that at the end of the reading and see, hopefully it ties everything together, and we'll see if it gives us any further insight on the energy heading your way coming into October. Okay, let's go ahead and see what Taurus has in store. There you are. Show me Taurus, please. Show me Taurus. Last time. Thank you. All right. My cat's looking like he wants to make an appearance, so we'll see how this goes. Okay. What I'm seeing here just clearly, it looks like isolation. All right, that's just the word I'm getting. Take it as it resonates, but that's what I'm seeing here. You either are or you're feeling isolated. Okay, again, take that as it resonates. We've got double eights here. And it does feel with that, I'm just getting, are you struggling to make a decision? Are you struggling to walk away from something? Interesting. Let's start with your reading. Heading into the past here, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, this energy feels really lovely. It feels like there is some sort of personal achievement here. You sacrificed a whole bunch to get to where you were. You're looking really quite lovely here. But I'm focusing on that snail. And snails are typically like slow, consistent movement and slow, consistent growth, wealth, prosperity, all of that. But almost I'm getting this idea of like, well, there's a fly in the ointment. There's something wrong. There's something missing, right? And so instead of focusing on this beautiful landscape here and all of your accomplishments and achievements and all that you've done, we're focusing on the fly in the ointment. We're focusing on that snail. He doesn't fit, right? So I'm wondering if you have recently done or achieved something and you're not allowing yourself to enjoy that achievement. You're almost looking at, okay, well, what's next? Or, yeah, okay, I did this, but I didn't really do it quite right, or something like that, right? Hyper focus. I'm wondering if that's the case, but again, we will clarify everything. Your current energy here is that Eight of Swords. So this idea of feeling trapped, for a lot of us, this is trapped in limiting beliefs, right? She's bound. She's blindfolded, but nothing is keeping her there. Nobody is even watching her, right? She's alone. And so again, it really does feel like it's this idea of you're feeling isolated, you're feeling trapped. Maybe you're feeling, this is typically more Nine of Swords energy, but feeling overwhelmed. Or it could be the opposite here, where you're feeling like you can just kind of linger in this state and not really have, it's almost like leaning on that as an excuse, right? Well, I can't do that because I'm tied here. Well, I can't do that because of this, right? And so kind of going back to that idea of, are you not are you making excuses to not walk away from something instead of walking away from the thing that you know you need to walk away from, kind of thing. Kind of said another way. Yeah, the confusion is real here today, Taurus. My head is spinning. All right. So your head might be spinning, right? And so this idea of kind of feeling trapped, there's like safety in knowing where you are and knowing what you can expect within where you are. And I get it. Change is hard. We don't like change. I know that. And it's almost like, well, the comfort of what I know is that better than the comfort that I don't? Or the discomfort, let's say, the discomfort that I know and the kind of pain and suffering and all of that, whatever you want to associate this with, or whatever resonates, that pain that I know is safer than the pain that I don't, or the discomfort that I don't. Okay? That's kind of what I'm getting here, but it does feel like we're not making a decision. Strength, so that Leo energy coming through. It honestly, it feels like we're in denial about something. And I haven't even pulled the clarifier cards. I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I'm getting. Strength here. It does feel like you have to make some hard decisions. And with that strength card coming through, it's almost like you have to, it's almost this building up of, okay, we know we have to do the right thing for us. And that's scary, and trying times are ahead. Okay. In the shadow here, we have death, Scorpio. So your sign opposite here, 10 of cups, 9 of cups. Yeah, some change is coming your way, some change and transformation here, but it's almost like you're resisting that. Let's see. Show me a little bit more here for Taurus. And it's all feminine energy on the board as well, okay? I'm not talking about the shadow, I'm talking about here. So inherent knowing, inner knowing, intuition, right? Those are all the things I feel we're talking about today. Thank you. Trying to do this in a way that they all fit, so bear with me. Okay. Looks good. All right. So for that 9 of Pentacles, we have the King of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So much yes. It definitely does feel like Spirit is really coming through and saying, yeah, you did something awesome. You were kind of living, you were being, in charge and that boss and the master of the suit and all of that, and things were looking good. But we very quickly moved on from that energy. We weren't lingering there. We we took off. We sent our energy elsewhere. We weren't sitting in that vibe, very much focusing on that snail, that fly in the ointment. It's almost like, was there, Taurus, was there something that happened that you felt pretty good about, but then didn't allow yourself to feel that? I'm wondering. Let me know in the comments, because it feels like any sort of celebration or joy or contentment that went along with that, it was gone, or was there maybe for a blink and you miss it kind of deal. Okay. Yeah, it feels like whatever that achievement was, we very quickly moved on from that. Okay. Heading into the 8 of Swords energy here, we have that Page of Wands, the 9 of Swords, and the High Priestess. Yeah, it feels like where you've landed in your present energy is plagued, right? I mentioned the 9 of Swords, and then now we see the 9 of Swords. This idea of, panicking. It feels like panic. It feels like there's something inherently wrong, right? High Priestess showing up as well. I'm wondering if you're questioning yourself, and if you're not moving because you don't trust that you will move in the right direction. Almost like, are we questioning that our intuition isn't working, or like something's wrong, or not guiding us where we want to go? Something's faulty, right? Did we move away from this energy because something came up, or we discovered something that started dominating, like an inconsistency or we discovered the fly in the ointment, and now that's all we can see. And so every time you look at that picture of you doing good and kind of living or sitting or standing where you wanted to stand, all you see is that fly in the ointment, and now you can't unsee it. That's really what I'm getting here. When it's like every single time you close your eyes, you see that fly. And it feels torturous, right? And that's kind of the current vibe that we're sitting in. Okay, heading into your future energy. So as we head into October, we have strength clarified by strength, the moon, and the 6 of Wands. So the good news is that we're moving away from this energy. Yeah, my head is spinning. I'm wondering if some of whatever is happening here is making you like physically ill. I wouldn't be surprised, because it just seems like it's just not a good place, right? And it just feels like whatever is happening and whatever it's really just, it's plaguing you, and you need to move on from that, right? So as we head into this energy kind of being released, and we head into October here, you understand that there is a decision that needs to be made, and you are making it, right? You are heading into that unknown area, and it does feel like you will find success there with that 6 of Wands, right? You will be recognized for that, which is really quite lovely. But the point of this is that a decision needs to be made, right? You need to make the tough choices, because you can't just sit in this and continue to exist here Sorry, the cat is on the table. You can't continue to exist here with nothing changing. That's just a form of torture in itself. And that's, we can sit here and we can say, well, I'm not ready, or this or that or whatever. And then it just becomes a point where, we all have tough times, and I'm not by any means taking that away from anyone here. But there comes a time where sitting in it is no longer the answer, and we have to pull ourselves up and figure out a way to continue on, because life doesn't stop, right? And that's what I'm seeing here. It's this idea, okay, well, we don't know where we're going, and this idea of, with these eights showing up, right? We're walking away from something. It feels like you have to leave something behind in order to continue to move forward and pick yourself up, right? And I feel like where you're sitting at currently, you don't want to let that go. As much as it hurts or stings or plagues you or sends your head spinning, you don't want to move on from that, because you don't want that aspect to leave, because change is bad, and whatever is hurting or plaguing or anything like that, we know what that is, but we don't know how we exist without that part of ourselves, or without that aspect of our life, or whatever it is, right? Take it as it resonates. Until you decide and make it a point to remove that, or effectively remove yourself from that, and continue on, right, into the space that you want to be, you're going to continue feeling like this, right? So there is some sort of release that is happening, which is really quite lovely. And even just, I know I put these in this kind of way, but even if we just look at this line here, right? You need to trust yourself. You need to trust in that intuition. And even if you need to do things that kind of reinforce that, or help you work on honing your intuition again, do those things. Celebrate those little wins. Do what you need to do in order to start building yourself up again, because whatever this kind of energy is, it does feel like a spiral, and that's no good place for anyone to be, right? So yeah, some change needs to happen, but it comes from within. You are the only person that can take you out of this spiral and take you out of this situation, so that you can move on into that change and transformation that is waiting for you. 10 of Pentacles here, success with the Empress. And the 2 of Wands. It's about where you direct your energy here. And there is success waiting for you, right? That 9 turns into a 10. There is some sort of cycle completion here. So stop focusing on that fly in the ointment. The Empress here, Mother Nature, the mother of the tarot, right? And perhaps you need that nurturing voice right now to encourage you to do what needs to be done. She also is, she's beautiful in so many ways, but she also encourages us to live with joy. And I find that to be a very constant theme kind of throughout all the signs that I've been reading for this far, is finding that joy, right? And still being able to laugh even when we're kind of in our deepest and darkest moments, just to help build us up and continue to move on, right? Because we're never just, it's never, change is constant, right? And so how do you find that joy? And sometimes we have to work really hard at it to find it, right? But it is there. We just have to choose to see it. You know what I'm saying? And we have to choose to enjoy things as they come and things as they happen. And sometimes it's not always about that, for sure. But we have to be open to it, right? And right now you're just so closed off from kind of anything that you're not letting that light in. And I feel like the light wants to come for you. Okay, Taurus? Oh, we're not quite there yet. We're going to get some final thoughts and clarifiers here. Thank you. All right. We've got the Queen of Cups to signify or represent your past, right? That inner knowing, that intuition, that freedom, right? That idea of having this inherent knowing in ourselves and feeling good, right? And it's almost like that is like, that's the ideal almost, right? And it feels like this kind of vibe was taken away. Knight of Pentacles as your current energy. Yeah, this is very much a step on your path. This is not the end of the road. And I feel like, yes, okay, we all know that, but it's important to hear it. I feel, especially for you right now, where you are is not where you're meant to be, and where you are is not where you will stay. So almost like this too shall pass kind of vibe, but you need to make the choice to move, right? You cannot move on if you stay where you are, right? There's more for you than this, okay? Four of Wands here, some sort of joy and celebration. And yeah, it does feel like that, but you need to move forward. You need to move on. And this kind of spiral that we're heading into, you need to take yourself out of it, right? It's this idea, there's isolation here. And maybe, yeah, you do feel isolated, but the more you linger in this energy, the more that isolation will continue. You need to make the effort for yourself, right? And for the people that are counting on you, for that love you and all of that, right? But more for you, you need to do that. And that's when you make those tough choices and you move yourself out of this with that strength, courage, and conviction that you have. Will you be successful, and will you find joy again to celebrate and be present in life? And I feel like that's what this is kind of speaking on as well. You're not present, right? You're dissociated. And you need to get back to that joy, right? We don't need to hyper focus on the things that we don't have, or the inconsistencies or the flaws or any of that, right? We focus on being in the moment, and that's when we are the strongest, right? The Magician showing up in the shadow here. Yeah, it very much like you need to make your way out of this, right? The Lovers here, strength showing up again, right? You are what you make it to be. And right now you're not present. So if this is with a soul bond connection, you need to get back in the game. You need to be present and stop spiraling out of what's happening here. You need to make a decision. It's up to you. You can't control what other people do. I get that. But where you are, it's almost like passive, and you need to make a decision either way. Right? We're going to flip this card over and see. Hanged Man. Yeah. New perspective here. You cannot linger in this, right? You need to make the decision. You need to make the tough calls. And it might not be a tough call, okay? Take what resonates, but how can we turn this around? How can we flip this? How can we see the beauty in what you have without hyper-focusing on this snail? Because that snail is a part of it, right? We have to have flies in the ointment. Nothing's perfect. How will we continue to improve? How will we continue to see things from a different light? How will we continue to be motivated if we don't have, certain inconsistencies to light our way and to fuel our path, right? And so how can you turn that into something that fuels you instead of traps you? All right, let's see here. Some want to jump out, but they're not jumping. There we go. There we are. 2, relaxation. 42, healing in the now. All right, we're going to start with 2. Relaxation. Sometimes the tasks in the other world become overwhelming. Pay attention to your body so that it can continue to house your spirit. How much do you wish to do justice to your tasks in the world? It's commendable that you take your duties seriously. The angels love their industrious co-workers on earth. In order to stay healthy and strong, though, you need to take a break from time to time. A full schedule is no proof of a fulfilled life. It is high time that you thought about your body and took care of it. Every week should include some time for a massage, a scented bath, or a long walk in nature. Yeah, interesting, right? It might be this idea that, oh, we need to go and fill our life and do all of these things. But perhaps the part that you're trapped in is this fear of obligate, or this fear of, I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to do more. And then you burn out, right? Maybe it is that you need to take some more time and figure out how to, like, we don't need to be superheroes. We just need to be who we are to the best of our ability. And if you need to rest and recoup or get an extra half hour of sleep, do that, right? In the end, in 5 years from now, is it going to matter? So that might be it for some of you. Okay, Taurus? 42, healing in the now. Suffering provides you with guidance. Illness often comes with much suffering. Know that the angels of healing surround you always. It may sound strange at first, but illness always also notes an inner disorder. This disorder may date back a long time. It might even be lifetimes ago, or might even be an acute occurrence. Illness is always an inner psychological event. No matter whether it's about you or someone else to you, don't judge. Stay in love. Believe in the wisdom that works behind everything. Hope for the doors that may open to give you confidence. Yeah. Oh, Taurus, you've been going through it. I know it. I wish you all the best, and I really see this energy really releasing, coming through into October. So please do let me know in the comments. I am thinking of you. I am here for you, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to see what October has in store for you. I appreciate you today and always, and I wish you all the best. We'll see you next time. You take care.